one of the deadliest places on Earth. Every known virus is here. It's gonna seem very claustrophobic. You need to be straight with me. Can you do this?
Jax, something I need you to take a look at.
What are we testing for?
Ebola, Zaire. I have a husband, 2 kids. We have a duty to protect them. Oh my God.
You're scaring the hell out of me, Nance.
I need to get back in there. It's Ebola.
It's learning. It's evolved. It will wipe us out if we don't get ahead of it.
Whoa! You're gonna get us all killed!
I'm trying to keep my family safe.
It takes place in 1989, and so sometimes you look at the fashion and you say, oh, this was so long ago, and then you say, oh, this is kind of like how, you know how we're overdue for an earthquake here? Like the more, sorry everybody. It's true, guys. No one likes to talk about it. This is what the set was like.
You guys have to stop playing scientists.
By the way,
I want to know this stuff.
The further we get into not having an earthquake, the more relaxed we get that it's not going to happen. Right. But in fact, it's closer to happening, right? It's not further away. And I think the same thing is true when they're dealing with it in the film. It is happening at that time, but we've been lulled into a sense of complacency about it, and it's real. And then to have to inhabit a character who really has to deal with that. You think about what if that happened to me? It's just the ultimate horror movie. I remember reading the book for the first time in, I think it was in like 8th grade or 9th grade when it came out. And it was the first thriller I read that was nonfiction. And I was haunted the same way I was when I read that book the first time. Just every day we were doing it.
And Linda Obst and Ridley Scott were wanting to do this for 25 years, but when we came on board and we had worked with National Geographic, who are the best partners, they wanted us to do something that was very grounded, that felt like it would fit on their station. But it's a very exciting, nail-biting story, which when we read the book, we just couldn't put it down, and we wanted to make that be what the audience took away as
This
well.
is Richard Preston's book from
Yes.
1995.
Yeah.
That was your Bible sort of in
Yes, it
following?
was our Bible. That's what we kind of took all inspiration from his book.
It's amazing. Juliana, this is the last project I would expect you to do, having done ER for 6 years and learn all that medical lingo and do all of that, which is not easy to do. I mean, memorize that. And here you are playing Nancy Jax.
The truth is, I actually didn't give it enough thought in terms of the dialogue being medical. I thought of Nancy Jax. She's a colonel in the Army. She's a pathologist. She was a veterinarian. I didn't think, of course, until I got in the hazmat suit and had to say immunofluorescence, and then I went, no! I vowed I would never do that again, but it was too late. I didn't think of her as anything to do with not the medical profession, but it was such a different strain of that. She's a scientist, she's a pathologist, and I didn't realize that the medical dialogue would get me again. It's really hard.
But you do it so well. But it is hard as an actor to get that all believable.
It's hard because, unlike law, when I played Alicia Florrick, I could understand the trajectory of a 9-page summation. I could piece one sentence to the other but when you're saying scientific medical dialogue, I don't know what an immunofluorescent thing is. Otherwise I wouldn't be an actor. I'd actually do something much more worthy with my time. So yeah, when you don't understand, I remember when I was on ER, I used to say Demerol IV stat probably once a day, and I never knew what Demerol was until I woke up after an operation and heard the nurse say Demerol IV stat, and felt this warm liquid go through my body, and I was like, oh my God, it's such a great drug. And then I would say it on ER like, Demerol IV stat. I finally could understand what I was saying.
Well, it offers a stern warning. It's also a hell of a ride to watch this series. Juliana did was showing to Nancy Jacks and her husband Jerry, who's portrayed in this too, and they saw this and they gave the ultimate compliment. They thought it was so good, so well done.
They did. She texted me yesterday and just said, "Wow, we're so happy. We sat and watched it with our family." And then she wrote, "P.S. How great are those hazmat suits?"